Hey guys, Ben Buchanan here with IDI out of Nashville, Tennessee for my Ben's Truck Tech Tip of the week, day, month, whatever it might be. I wanted to go through a quick gun tech tip for you for today. I give credit to Aaron Meisner on this. I've heard him say this to probably 20 or 30 different guys sitting in this truck right here. Just basically repeating the same thing over and over again. So I figured I'd put in a video so that you guys can come back and reference it when you need to. Basically, we're going to go through what the problem is when you have mist coming out of the front of your gun. This is usually on a Fusion AP gun, but it could be on really any gun. A lot of them work the same exact way. So let's start out with, how do we figure out where our mist is coming from? One way to figure that out is take a piece of cardboard with your safety on, or take your glove, put it in front of your gun, and see what color that chemical is. If it's red, it's probably A side. If it's a whitish color, it's probably B side. So once we diagnose what's coming out of the front of the gun, we know which side that problem is on. So if we've got red chemical coming out, we're going to go and look at our A side. If we got some white clear liquid coming out, we're going to go look at our B side. That way we don't have to break down the whole gun, clean the whole thing, take an hour and a half to do it, and take up a bunch of our time in our day where we could be making money pulling the trigger. So the first thing I always say is, if you see a mist coming out of your gun, please don't go pull the trigger. I've seen so many guys that say, I've got 2 or 3 cavities left, man, I just had a little mist coming out. I just wanted to finish the job. I just wanted to go home, man. It was 4 o'clock and just wanted to finish. Lo and behold, they cross the gun over. They've got a foamed up gun, and if it goes really bad, it goes back up in your whip, and then you have a big expensive problem that's going to cost you more time and more money. So first thing you do, save yourself. Quit pulling your trigger. Stop. So that's tech tip number 1. Number 2 is going to be the 6 spots that you should check first. The 6 spots are basically 3 different marriages inside the gun. And those all stem from the side seal cartridge, and the mixing chamber and the side seal. So the marriage between the side seal and the side seal cartridge. How do we figure out what's going on there? So first thing we're going to check, obviously, is our O-rings. Do we have any nicks or burrs on our O-rings? First off, if that's it, it's an easy fix. Swap them out. Let's go. Secondly, I want to see if I've got a good side seal cartridge and if I've got a good side seal. So within that side seal cartridge, I'm going to take my glove finger, stick it inside that side seal cartridge, rub it around, see if I feel any nicks or burrs. If I've been picking around there with a pick tool, which I shouldn't be doing, we should be using Piranha tools with a flat, nice pick tool that's not going to gouge and scar up our cartridges and chambers. Let's use that. But first of all, if we're using a pick tool, we scraped it all up, swap out that side seal cartridge. It's probably bad. You're probably getting some mist around there. O-ring's not going to help you at all if the actual steel inside there is nicked. So check that first, see if you feel any nicks or burrs. If you've got that, swap it out. Same thing on the outside of that cartridge body, feeling around where those O-rings rest, making sure there's no nicks or burrs there. Then we're going to go to our side seal. Same thing there, where that O-ring rests on that side seal, making sure I have no nicks or burrs there. So we've checked, that's our first 2 spots, the marriage between the side seal and the cartridge. So we're checking the side seal number 1 and inside the side seal cartridge number 2, those 2 marriages. So those are 2 spots. Let's go to the next 2. The next 2 are where our cartridge rests inside of our fluid head. So same thing there, outside of our cartridge body, checking around there for nicks and burrs, checking our O-rings for nicks and burrs, checking the inside of our fluid head. No one's ever used a pick tool inside that fluid head. Hopefully they're using a pipe brush, turning it the same way in as they turn it when they pull it out. So hopefully we're doing that. We shouldn't have any nicks, but take your glove finger, feel around in there. If it's snagging on something, then we know hopefully we don't need a new fluid head, because that gets really expensive. But check it. Make sure there's no nicks or burrs, because that's where your mist could be. Same thing on the cartridge body. So that's 3 and 4. So our cartridge is 3. Our fluid head is 4. So now we go to 5 and 6. 5 and 6 are the face of that side seal. If we've sanded that side seal on a non-level surface, we could have got some rounded edges, or even if you do it on a flat surface, sometimes that sandpaper makes you kind of roll that side seal over a little bit, and you may have a rounded edge that you didn't know. So just really look at that really closely. Make sure those edges of that side seal are nice and sharp where you sanded them. And when you're sanding those guys, make sure you're using a nice, true, flat surface. Nice sample piece of marble. Go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot, whatever you got to do. Go get a nice, true, flat surface. Don't do it on the console on your truck. Don't do it on a drum lid. Use a nice, clean, smooth, flat surface. If you got a good sales rep, they probably have one in their truck like I do. But you can buy a pack of them at most Lowe's or Home Depots, and also use 600 grit sandpaper is what I recommend. Some guys use other grit, but that's what I've always been most successful with is 600 grit. So that's number 5 is the side seal. So we want to make sure that's nice and sanded. Same thing with number 6, which is the actual mixing chamber. Same thing there. We don't want to roll over those edges. We want to make sure there's no nicks and burrs from where that side seal has been rubbing back and forth on there. Make sure that's nice and true and flat. Also sanding that on a true flat surface with 600 grit sandpaper. Guys, I hope this helped a lot with any misting problems you may have. Reference this, send this to your friends if they need any help with anything. If you ever need help from us, call us anytime. You can call me even if you're not in my area. My number is 615-707-2058. Thanks a lot, guys, and have an awesome day.